Conor, we're speaking fresh on the back of the 2-1 victory over Sheffield United last night. I mean, that's a ground that Posh have never scored in, so let alone won. So to actually come away grabbing that last-minute winner, how does it feel?
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was just an unbelievable night for the football club, I think. As you said, I played there last year, and it was a really tough place to go. I think it was either 1 or 2-0, and it sort of just killed us really, and the crowd really got on top of us and sort of just strangled the game. But last night, I think, even sat on the bench, we knew it was coming. You could sort of sense it, and it was just sort of a matter of time. And luckily, it came within 90 minutes. So,
what's created this? How do I put this? What's created this togetherness at the moment? Because it's come very quickly. I mean, as I was just speaking at Grant, it's all very raw about what's happened. You know, the old regime leaving, Robbo, Grant, and Aaron taking over now. How different are things at the moment? Because it's making such a difference.
Yeah, it's been really, really good the last sort of week or two. I think everyone feels we're just playing with freedom at the minute. I think, as you say about the togetherness, I think it's always been there, to be honest. The team spirit has been brilliant all year. All the lads really get on, but I think it was a case of sort of maybe we got on too well, and nobody was willing to sort of hammer each other when it needed to be said. But yeah, it's just, I think Robbo coming in is just his enthusiasm is infectious. You can't help but sort of smile when he's around, and you sort of want to run through walls for him, really, because he puts his arm around you and tells you you're great, and like really helps with your confidence. And it's exactly the same with both Maccas as well. They've been really good since they've come on the team as well.
Does it help that Aaron and Grant obviously know the changing room from inside? Does that help you collectively as a group of players?
Yeah, I think it does massively, because you've sort of still got the banter and all of that, but obviously they've done unbelievable things in the game, so you've got massive respect for them anyway. So sort of them stepping into a coaching role, I don't think there's been sort of any transition at all. It was almost seamless, really, because obviously when Aaron McLean come through the door, I wanted to learn as much from him as I could. So if anything, it just gives me even more of a chance to do so.
Robbo's tried a number of things, not just collectively as a group, but you as strikers. I know you brought in last week Ken Charlery, who obviously scored the winner for Posh at Wembley. David Farrell, who some would say scored the best hat-trick that they've seen at the A-Backs, formerly London Road. How did that help you guys as a group of strikers, seeing Posh legends coming in and explaining what it's like to actually play for Posh and how it should mean to wear that shirt?
Yeah, it was really good actually. It was we had a really good session with them as well. Got some really good tips from Ken. And obviously, as you say, Faz worked with the wider players. It was a really good session, and sort of I think those striking sessions for us, just goals all the time. Robbo's just absolutely mad about goals in training. Any chance you get, he wants you to shoot, and I think that's one thing that I haven't really done all year, to be honest. Have the confidence to sort of just shift it and shoot, which is obviously a massive part of my game, really. So he sort of instilled that confidence in me again, and like as you say, obviously with the lads coming in, it was just a really good session, and the confidence is flowing, really.
How tough has it been for you? Because obviously you came from your previous club where you, before you went to
Newport.
Before you went to Newport, you were banging in goals left, right, and centre, wasn't you? I mean, a huge amount of goals.
Yeah.
Getting the step up to Newport, and then obviously coming to Posh. How tough have you found that? Because you've been used to scoring goals, and them goals haven't been coming for you. And as a striker, how do you deal with that? And have you been struggling with that?
Yeah, I think sort of almost on a subconscious level it is really, because every time I go out on the pitch, I feel like I'm going to score. And obviously, when you come off the pitch, even if you've won and you haven't scored, it's sort of a bit of a mixed bag, really. Because you would just want to score every game, and as you say, obviously I was doing that week in, week out at St Ives, and then I think the biggest thing for me has been sort of the journey I've come on. I've only been a pro, this is my second full year as a pro, and obviously I don't think I really give myself enough credit for that. I'm obviously still learning every day. I never had any coaching when I was younger. I was always sort of playing Sunday football and stuff like that, so I've just got to come in every day, just keep learning from players like Grant and Aaron, and hopefully those goals will start flowing now. Do
you feel that you're now allowed to express yourself and, rather than worrying about the bigger picture, just going out and enjoying playing football?
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's hard to say really, because I wouldn't say that sort of the old management team sort of stifled our freedom in any way. I think that was one thing they really wanted us to do, was go out and play with freedom. But I think just the whole atmosphere around the club sort of did that with the fans, and it was sort of just seems very congested, and obviously all the fans obviously not happy about the results, and obviously as young players it was quite hard to sort of try and turn that around. But at the minute, I think there's, as Robbo says every game, the pressure's off us at the minute. Like, we were just trying to get back into the playoffs and obviously finish the season off strongly. So obviously last night, I think their manager put all the pressure on them. The sort of that sort of, as young players, that sort of helps us. But obviously that's one thing we're going to have to learn and how to deal with.
I've heard only recently actually that you admitted that you felt quite a bit of pressure after Britt leaving.
Yeah, it wasn't sort of. I never sort of sat myself down and said, "Oh, I feel pressure now." But obviously, 33 goals leaving, I wasn't expecting to go out and score his 33 goals, obviously. But obviously, I knew I'd have to contribute more than I did last year, and it was just the sort of first 10 games just killed me. I don't think I scored for sort of 9-10 games, and that was just an absolute killer in terms of confidence because you're just desperate to score, and luckily for me, I was still getting chances because we were still creating chances. But yeah, it could have been if we weren't creating chances and I wasn't getting them and then I wasn't scoring, it would have been an absolute confidence killer. The
chairman's come out, I think on Twitter last night actually, to say that he firmly believes that once you get that confidence instilled in you, you'll be a 20 goal plus season man. Do you feel that you have that in you yourself? Do you feel that's a correct statement?
Yeah, definitely. I've always had the confidence that I can do it at this level. I think. Obviously, I haven't scored enough goals this year, but I think even if I'd have taken the chances, I mean, it's obviously like even blatantly obvious ones like the penalty at Colchester, stuff like that, and the one at Gillingham. And so I know in my head that these chances, more often than not, would go in for me. So I know that I can get to 20 goals if I played every game of the season. I comfortably get to 20 goals. That's the sort of feeling I've got, and I think every other striker at the club feels the same.
You've also got to steer clear of injuries as well. I know you've had a little bit slight back problem recently that kept you out of the Bradford game. How's that feeling now, and how did it feel playing yesterday with that?
Very stiff, to be honest. I've sort of been struggling with it all year. It's one of those things that it's just a bit of a niggle more than anything, but it's just sort of kept me out of some training sessions, and then obviously manifested in some nice spasms during the week. But yeah, I'm feeling better, to be honest. It's still quite stiff, and I'm doing a lot of sort of rehab and prehab with the physios, and just got to hope, as you say, I hope I manage to steer clear of any more.
It's the back end of the season now, and how much are you looking forward to kicking on, and as a collective group now, and with Robbo, Macca and Aaron, progressing and just seeing how far you can go, because ultimately the pressure's off now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we can just go into every game with the pressure off and playing our football and expressing ourselves, and obviously trying to get the 3 points every time, and if it comes to the end of the season, win the playoffs, and obviously that's fantastic. So,
and how much does it help with the fans at the moment? Because the fans have been absolutely incredible, and they've taken this change with a pinch of salt, really. I mean, they've just got on with it, and they've fully backed everyone, haven't they? How much does that filter through to you players on the pitch?
I don't think it's sort of immeasurable, if I'm honest. I think they kept us going right to the death at obviously Sheffield, and Bradford at the weekend was just unbelievable. But you can really sense, as you say, you can really sense a change. It just seemed to be behind us no matter what, and even during patchy periods of the game, whereas a couple of weeks ago I think they might have got a bit quiet and sort of a bit nervy, I think they're just singing through that now, and I think it really does help as players. You do really need that backing, especially at a big place like Sheffield United. You couldn't even hear their fans most of the game, so yeah, it's been massive help.